You are sitting in a cafe in East Berlin. You are smiling. You are laughing. You are ordering another coffee. Underneath the table, your left hand is trembling because the man sitting by the window has been watching you for 11 minutes. And if he is who you think he is, you will not leave this city alive. Your name is not your name. Your job is not your job. Your wife thinks you sell insurance. You are a deep-cover CIA operative, and your own government will deny you exist. But let's go back, way back. Age 7, Cold War kid. It is 1955. You are 7 years old, growing up in a small town in Virginia. Your father fought in Korea. He doesn't talk about it, ever. At school, they show you a film. A cartoon duck tells you to hide under your desk when the bomb comes. You are 7 years old and you already know the world can end in a flash of light. The Soviets have the bomb. The Americans have the bomb. And somewhere between these two fists is your childhood. Your town has a fallout shelter in the basement of the post office. Yellow and black signs on the door. Your mother keeps canned food under the stairs. She calls it being prepared. You call it being scared. You grow up quiet, observant. You notice things other kids don't. Which exit your teacher uses, who sits alone at lunch, what your neighbor's car schedule is. At 14, you read a spy novel. You stay up until 3 in the morning to finish it. You don't know it yet, but someone is going to notice that you notice things. Age 19. The tap on the shoulder. It is 1967. You are a sophomore at Georgetown University. You speak Russian, not fluently, but enough. A professor you admire invites you to coffee. He asks strange questions. How do you feel about your country? Could you keep a secret from the people you love? For years? You say yes to both. You mean it. 3 weeks later, a man in a gray suit meets you in a parking garage. He never gives you his real name. He says one sentence. We'd like you to serve your country in a way most people never will. You don't ask questions. You sign a form. You shake his hand. That night, you eat dinner with your roommate. He talks about the football game. You smile and nod. And just like that, your entire life becomes a lie. You are 20 years old. Age 21. The farm. 9,000 acres of dense Virginia woodland. Barbed wire fencing. Armed guards. No signs. Camp Peary. The CIA's clandestine training facility. Officially, it does not exist. For 6 months, this is your entire world. 50 recruits. Most will not make it. You wear fatigues. You use a fake name. Even here, your real identity is buried. Week 1, you learn surveillance detection, how to walk through a city and know if you are being followed. You learn dead drops, how to leave a package in a park bench, a hollow tree, a crack in a brick wall. You learn signal sights. A chalk mark on a mailbox means your asset is ready to meet. A lowered window blind means abort. You learn SADRAT. Spot, assess, develop, recruit, handle, terminate the 6 steps to turning a foreign citizen into your spy. Week 4, they teach you defensive driving, how to flip a car at 60 miles an hour and keep going, how to shoot a Glock, an M4, a Russian AK-47. But here is the thing they drill into you hardest. If you ever have to fire a weapon in the field, you have already failed. Your weapon is your mouth, your cover story. Your ability to make someone trust you with their life. Week 8, they send you to a real city, Richmond, Virginia. Your assignment is to follow a stranger for 8 hours without being detected. You fail. He spots you in 40 minutes. Back to the classroom. Week 10, you try again. This time you follow him for 6 hours. He never sees you once. Week 12, interrogation resistance. They lock you in a concrete room for 48 hours. No food, no sleep. Blinding lights. Men screaming in your face in Russian. They tell you your cover is blown. They tell you your family has been contacted. They tell you your asset is dead. None of it is true. All of it feels real. You must not break. You must not give a single real name. Not one. 3 of your classmates wash out this week. You never see them again. Nobody talks about where they go. Month 6. Graduation. No ceremony. No diploma. No photographs. A man hands you a manila envelope. Inside is your new identity, your legend, a name, a birthday, a job history, a dead mother, a father who left when you were 3, business cards, a college transcript from a university you never attended, references who will confirm a job you never worked. None of it is real. All of it must be perfect. One inconsistency and you are dead. Age 23, first posting. You land in Vienna, Austria, 1971, the crossroads of Cold War espionage. You are officially an insurance analyst for a small American firm. You carry business cards. You attend conferences. Unofficially, you are a non-official cover operative. A knock, pronounced like a knock on your coffin. What does that mean? It means you have no diplomatic immunity. If a CIA officer working from an embassy gets caught, they get expelled, sent home, embarrassed but breathing. If you get caught, you are a private citizen committing espionage on foreign soil. The penalty is prison or a bullet in a basement, and no one is coming to save you. Your handler meets you once a month in a different café each time, never the same route twice. Before every meeting, you spend 4 hours on a surveillance detection run, walking, doubling back, stopping at shop windows to check reflections, taking 3 buses to travel 2 miles, ducking into a department store through one entrance and leaving through another, sitting in a park reading a newspaper for 20 minutes, all to make sure no one is following you, because if they are, someone dies. Your first assignment: recruit a Soviet military attaché who drinks too much and hates his posting. You meet him at a diplomatic reception. You talk about fishing, about his daughter's school, about his wife's homesickness. You never mention intelligence. Not the first meeting, not the second, not the 5th. You buy his daughter a birthday gift, a stuffed bear from a Viennese toy shop. He nearly cries. Meeting 7, he tells you he is afraid to go home. His superior has accused him of incompetence. If he returns to Moscow, he faces demotion, humiliation, maybe worse. You offer him a way out, money, a new life, in exchange for documents. He stares at you for 9 seconds, then he nods. Congratulations, you just turned a man into a traitor, and if anyone finds out, you turned him into a corpse. Age 28, the double life. You marry an American woman you met in Vienna. She is kind, she is trusting, she has no idea who you are. She thinks you travel for insurance conferences. You travel to pass microfilm to dead drops in city parks. She asks why you check under the car every morning. You say it is a habit from a car accident years ago. She asks why you never sit with your back to a door, why you always know where the exits are. You laugh it off. She stops asking, but she knows something is wrong. She can feel it. Wives always can. Your son is born in 1979. He has your eyes. He will never know what you do. Every night you read him a bedtime story, and every night you wonder if tomorrow is the day you don't come home. You run 4 assets now, 4 human beings whose lives depend on your tradecraft being flawless. 1 mistake, 1 lazy surveillance detection run, 1 unchecked dead drop, and they are gone. The salary you earn at the insurance firm goes straight to the CIA. Your real pay is deposited into a classified account you cannot access until retirement. You are risking your life every day, and you cannot even spend the money. You develop insomnia. You start drinking, not a lot, but enough that your hands are steady by 10 in the morning. Your handler notices. He says nothing. He has seen this before. Every deep cover officer breaks a little. The good ones just break quietly. Age 35, peak of your career. It is 1983. You are transferred to East Berlin, the most dangerous city on earth for a spy. The Berlin Wall cuts the city in half. Concrete, razor wire, guard towers every 300 meters. The Stasi has 90,000 full-time employees, plus nearly 200,000 civilian informants. 1 in every 63 East German citizens is reporting to the secret police. Your neighbor could be one. Your barber could be one. The old woman who sells flowers on the corner. The Stasi keeps files on 6 million people. They store jars containing the scent of suspects, cloth samples sealed in glass, so tracking dogs can find them years later. This is the world you operate in. Anyone, everyone. Trust is a luxury you retired from years ago. You are now running the most valuable asset the CIA has behind the Iron Curtain. A Soviet colonel. GRU military intelligence. He passes you troop positions, weapons specs, deployment plans. The information he gives you reaches the president's desk within 72 hours. You are a man who sells insurance, and you are shaping American foreign policy. You meet the colonel once every 6 weeks, always at night, always in a different location. The meetings last 4 minutes. You exchange packages. You say nothing personal. You disappear into the dark. One night, you emerge from a tree line to reach the drop point. You look up, 200 meters away, a car in a parking lot, a man leaning over the hood with binoculars, looking directly at you. Your heart stops. Your training takes over. You abort. You walk. Not too fast. Not too slow. You cannot run. Running is a confession. 60 minutes of evasion through back streets, alleyways, a church courtyard, a train station bathroom. You make it back to your apartment, but the question burns for weeks. How much did they see? You don't sleep for 3 days. Age 39. The betrayal. It is 1987. Something is wrong. Your Soviet colonel misses a meeting, then a second, then a third. Through back channels, you learn the truth. He was arrested in Moscow, tried for treason in a military court, executed by firing squad. Then another asset disappears. A diplomat in Prague, pulled from a dinner party by men in leather jackets, gone. Then another, a naval officer in Leningrad, pulled from his home at 3 in the morning. His wife watched. Then another, and another. In 18 months, the CIA loses nearly every active agent inside the Soviet Union. The entire network. Decades of work. Gone. Someone is naming names. Someone inside the agency is feeding Moscow a list. Headquarters is in a panic. They call it the Year of the Spy. Mole hunts begin. Everyone suspects everyone. You do not know it yet, but his name is Aldrich Ames, a CIA counterintelligence officer. Your colleague, a man who attends the same briefings you do. He has been selling identities to the KGB since 1985. Not for ideology, not for revenge, for money. For $2.5 million, he gave up the names of every agent he knew. He bought a Jaguar. He bought a house in Arlington with cash. And nobody at the CIA thought to ask how. At least 10 of the men he betrayed were executed. Men you recruited. Men you promised safety. Men who trusted you. Your colonel, the one whose information reached the president's desk, shot in a courtyard in Moscow. And you are still alive. But only because Ames never learned your name. Luck. That's all it was. Luck. Age 43. Extraction. It is 1991. The Berlin Wall fell 2 years ago. The Soviet Union is collapsing. You are pulled out. 20 years undercover. 6 countries. 11 recruited assets. At least 4 of them are dead because of a traitor you never suspected. You fly home to Virginia. Your son is 12. He barely knows you. He has a favorite baseball team you didn't know about. A best friend whose name you've never heard. Your wife looks at you like you are a stranger wearing her husband's face. Because you are. You sit in your living room. The TV is on. The news talks about the end of the Cold War. Everyone is celebrating. You stare at the screen and feel nothing. You won. Your side won. And it feels exactly like losing. Age 47. The quiet years. You take a desk job at Langley, analyzing reports, pushing paper, attending meetings where people argue about budgets. You hate every second of it. The field was terrifying, but at least in the field you were alive. Here, behind a desk, you are just a man with a pension and a security clearance and 20 years of silence. No medals on the wall, no stories you can tell at dinner, no one at the barbecue who will ever know what you sacrificed. Your neighbor talks about his promotion at the accounting firm. You smile and say congratulations. You once changed the outcome of a NATO intelligence briefing. But sure, congratulations on the corner office. Your marriage ends in 1996, quietly, no screaming. Just 2 people who became strangers sleeping in the same bed. Your son moves to California after college. He calls on Thanksgiving, sometimes Christmas. He once asks you what you actually did all those years overseas. You say it was mostly paperwork. He doesn't ask again. In 1994, they finally catch Aldrich Ames. He is arrested in Arlington, Virginia, pulled from his Jaguar at 7 in the morning. A Jaguar bought with the blood money of the agents he betrayed. He is sentenced to life in prison without parole. He will never see the outside of a cell again. You watch the sentencing on television. You expected to feel relief, closure, justice. You feel nothing because the men he sold are still dead. Their children still grew up without fathers, and nothing changes that. Age 55, retirement. They give you a certificate, a handshake from a director whose name you will not remember in 5 years, a small pension, 30 years of service, 6 countries, 11 assets recruited, 4 killed by a traitor inside your own house. You walk out of Langley for the last time. The guard at the gate says, "Have a nice day." He has no idea who you are. He never did. Nobody did. You cannot write a memoir. Classified. You cannot tell your son. Classified. You cannot explain to your ex-wife why you flinched at car horns and checked the locks 3 times every night. Classified. The most important work of your life, and you must carry it in silence to the grave. Age 68. The ending. You are sitting in a café, not in East Berlin, in Virginia, a small town near where you grew up. You drink your coffee. You watch the door. You check the reflections in the window. Old habits. You will never stop. The Cold War ended 30 years ago. Your body doesn't know that. A man sits down across from you. He is young, mid-20s, clean-cut, nervous. He says he was referred by a professor at Georgetown. He has some questions about government service. You look at him, really look at him. Same quiet confidence, same watchful eyes, same belief that he can serve his country and come home whole. He reminds you of you, 45 years ago, before the farm, before Vienna, before Berlin, before the names you carry. You should tell him to run, to get a normal job, to marry someone and actually be there for dinner. But you don't, because someone told you the same thing once, and you didn't listen either. You take a sip of your coffee, you lean forward, and you ask him one question. Can you keep a secret from everyone you love for the rest of your life? He says yes. The cycle begins again.